Every member of the Seven explained. Homelander, born John Gilman, is the leader of the Seven and the strongest soup on the planet. With the face of a movie star and the powers of a god, he can fly, has super strength, durability, enhanced senses, X-ray vision, and those terrifying laser eyes. Blonde, blue-eyed, and with a jawline that could cut glass, Homelander looks every bit the all-American hero. But beneath that charming smile lies a psychopathic, narcissistic, and incredibly unstable individual. Think Superman meets American Psycho. Born from the DNA of Soldier Boy and a homeless woman, Homelander lasered his way out of the womb, killing his mother and several doctors in the process. Raised in a lab by Vought scientists, including the cold and calculating Yona Vogelbaum, Homelander was subjected to torturous experiments to test his powers, shaping him into the ultimate patriotic symbol. Homelander's first mission with Black Noir was a disaster, resulting in the massacre of hostages, which Noir helped cover up. Homelander let a hijacked plane crash, killing all passengers to avoid any survivors who could testify against their failure. Homelander killed Madeline Stillwell in a jealous rage after discovering she lied about Becca Butcher and his son. Homelander's twisted attempts to bond with his son, Ryan, led to catastrophic events, including throwing Ryan off a roof to awaken his powers. Homelander's relationship with the Nazi Supa, Stormfront, was both passionate and disturbing, ultimately leading to her critical injury by Ryan. Homelander's need for public adoration led to several meltdowns and manipulations, including a public outburst declaring his superiority over everyone. The revelation that Soldier Boy was his biological father deepened Homelander's psychological torment. His desperation for family led to a chaotic showdown, resulting in him gouging out one of Queen Maeve's eyes. Season 4 sees Homelander plagued by PTSD and dissociative identity disorder, further deteriorating his mental state. Homelander's existential crisis leads him to confide in Sister Sage, seeking advice on his unfulfilled life. Homelander's manipulations peak as he tries to disrupt the presidential election, leading to his rise to power and declaration of martial law. Homelander's confrontation with Butcher and the boys leads to a brutal showdown, with his bond with Ryan remaining one of the few genuine connections in his life. Homelander's strengths are his godlike powers and public persona. However, his need for approval and deep-seated mommy issues are his kryptonite. Maeve uses this against him, threatening to release footage of him abandoning Flight 37's passengers, knowing it would destroy his carefully crafted image. Homelander is the epitome of absolute power corrupting absolutely. He's a product of Vaught's unethical experiments, resulting in a man who craves love and adoration, but responds to the slightest rejection with lethal force. His unpredictability and immense power make him the most dangerous member of the Seven. Reggie Franklin, better known as A-Train, is a major character in the Amazon series The Boys. He serves as the secondary antagonist of Season 1, a major antagonist in Seasons 2 and 3, and a major character in Season 4. A speedster who once belonged to the Teenage Kicks, he's a former member of the Seven and the self-proclaimed fastest man in the world. A-Train's reckless use of Compound V, the substance that gives soups their powers, inadvertently killed Robin Ward, Huey Campbell's girlfriend, sparking Huey's quest for vengeance and the formation of the Boys. A-Train is an African-American man in his mid-30s with black hair. Beneath his cavalier, celebrity exterior lies a deeply insecure individual desperate to stay on top. He'll do whatever it takes to remain in the Seven, fearing the inevitable arrival of a younger, faster challenger. His personality is marked by greed, self-centeredness, and a severe lack of empathy, though recent events have forced him to confront his actions and seek redemption. A-Train's reckless use of Compound V results in the tragic death of Robin Ward, sparking Huey's quest for vengeance. His abuse of Compound V leads to a heart attack, forcing Homelander to expel him from the Seven. A-Train's career ambitions and addictions strain his relationship with Popclaw, ultimately leading to her death under Homelander's orders. A-Train kills Blue Hawk in retaliation for paralyzing his brother Nathan, but suffers health consequences, leading Vought to replace his damaged heart with Blue Hawk's. Seeking redemption, A-Train allies with the Boys, providing crucial information about Homelander's plans and stealing Compound V to help Huey. In a climactic battle, A-Train faces off against his former teammates, using his speed to outmaneuver and incapacitate the Deep and Black Noir too. A-Train's super speed makes him incredibly powerful, but his reliance on Compound V reveals his deep insecurities and fear of obsolescence. His health issues, stemming from his substance abuse, are both a physical and symbolic weakness. However, his recent actions show a growing sense of morality and a desire to make amends, marking a significant evolution in his character. A-Train's journey is one of redemption and self-discovery. From a reckless, fame-hungry speedster to a more introspective and morally conscious individual, his character arc reflects the broader themes of power, corruption, and the possibility of change. His alliance with the boys and acts of genuine heroism suggest that even the most flawed characters can find a path to redemption. Stormfront, born Clara Reisinger, is a major antagonist in The Boys. Initially presented as a new member of the Seven, she soon reveals herself to be a closet Nazi with a sinister agenda. A former member of the Nazi Party, Stormfront uses her super status to promote her white supremacist views while hiding behind a facade of a modern, edgy superheroine. She was formerly known as Liberty in the 1950s and has a history of racially motivated violence and propaganda. Stormfront appears as a woman in her late 20s to early 30s, with black hair and an aura of confidence and charisma. Beneath this youthful exterior lies the soul of a 100-year-old Nazi war criminal. She's manipulative, ruthless, and harbors deep-seated racist ideologies. Despite her malicious intent, she can be charming and persuasive, using social media to amass a significant following and influence. Born in 1919 Berlin, Stormfront became the first successful recipient of Compound V and operated under the alias Liberty in the 1950s. Re-emerging as Stormfront, she gained popularity and influence through social media, pushing her agenda and mocking Vought's sanitized image. Stormfront's true nature was revealed during a mission to capture Kenji Miyashiro, resulting in a massacre of innocent black residents. Initially irritating Homelander, she later won him over, revealing her Nazi past and vision of an Aryan master race, leading to a passionate and violent relationship. Stormfront ran the Sage Grove Center, experimenting on humans with Compound V to create an army of Aryan soups. Her past was exposed by A-Train, leading to her defeat by Starlight, Kimiko, and Queen Maeve. She was severely injured by Ryan Butcher's heat vision. Stormfront eventually committed suicide, but her influence continued through her loyal followers, the Storm Chasers. Stormfront's powers include flight, super strength, and the ability to generate and manipulate electricity. Her greatest weaknesses are her extreme arrogance and deep-seated hatred, which ultimately lead to her downfall. Her racist ideology and inability to adapt to changing social norms also alienate her from potential allies in the public. Her rise and fall demonstrate how easily public figures can manipulate and radicalize their followers. Despite her formidable powers and cunning, her hateful beliefs and actions ultimately led to her destruction. Annie January, better known as Starlight, is the deuteragonist of The Boys. From a young age, she was groomed to be a superhero by her mother, injected with Compound V to develop her powers. Starlight is characterized by her sincere desire to help others and make the world a better place. She initially achieves her dream by joining the Seven, only to discover the dark, corrupt reality behind the superhero facade. Starlight is in her mid to late 20s, with blonde hair and a wholesome, all-American appearance. She's known for her genuine kindness, idealism, and strong moral compass. Despite facing immense pressure and corruption, she maintains her integrity and continues to fight for justice. Over time, she becomes more hardened and cynical due to the harsh realities she faces. Annie's dream turned into a nightmare when she was SA by the Deep, marking the beginning of her disillusionment with Vought. Despite threats, she defied Vought's orders, spoke out against the Deep's abuse, and continued to fight for justice. Annie's relationship with Huey evolved from manipulation to genuine love, leading her to assist the boys in exposing Vought's secrets. She played a key role in exposing Stormfront's Nazi past and fought her alongside Kimiko and Queen Maeve. As co-captain of the Seven, Annie navigated Homelander's instability, the betrayal of Supersonic, and her public defiance of Vought. Annie publicly exposed Vought's corruption, joined the boys, and continued to fight against the corporation's control. Starlight's powers include bioluminescence, flight, and super strength. Her greatest strength is her unwavering moral compass and genuine desire to help others. However, her idealism often clashes with the harsh realities of the world she lives in. causing internal conflicts and moments of doubt. Starlight's journey is a powerful narrative of integrity, resilience, and self-discovery. Despite facing immense challenges and personal betrayals, she remains committed to her ideals and continues to fight for justice. Her evolution from an idealistic young hero to a hardened, self-aware fighter highlights the complexities of being a true hero in a corrupt world. Kevin Moskowitz, better known as the Deep, is one of the original members of the Seven and serves as a major antagonist in The Boys. With the ability to breathe underwater and communicate with sea creatures, he initially appears as a typical superhero, but is soon revealed to be deeply insecure, manipulative, and morally corrupt. His journey from a disgraced hero to a puppet of Homelander in the Church of the Collective is fraught with scandal, manipulation, and desperate attempts at redemption. The Deep is in his mid-30s, with brown hair and a traditionally handsome appearance. Despite his good looks, he is plagued by deep insecurities, especially about his gills, which he finds repulsive. He is manipulative, self-centered, and exhibits narcissistic tendencies. His desire for acceptance and validation drives many of his actions, leading him to make morally questionable decisions. Kevin's aquatic telepathy manifested at 9, and his body mutated with gills, which he found humiliating. He attended Godolphin University and eventually became the Deep. The Deep essayed Starlight, leading to his public apology and exile to Sandusky, Ohio, where he struggled with his fall from grace. Introduced to the church by Eagle the Archer, the Deep underwent a journey of self-discovery and attempted rehabilitation, including a forced marriage to Cassandra. Homelander orchestrated his return, using him as a pawn and forcing him to commit heinous acts, including eating his friend Timothy, the octopus. The Deep's loyalty to Homelander led him to commit increasingly heinous acts, including killing the VP nominee Lamar Bishop and assisting in eliminating Vogt's critics. The Deep's primary strength is his ability to communicate with and command sea creatures, along with his physical prowess underwater. However, his deep-seated insecurities, especially regarding his gills, and his desperate need for validation, make him easily manipulated and morally compromised. His sycophantic behavior and lack of self-esteem often lead him to make poor decisions that further degrade his integrity. The Deep's journey is a tragic tale of a superhero whose insecurities and need for acceptance lead him down a dark path. Despite his attempts at redemption through the Church of the Collective, his loyalty to Homelander and inability to overcome his personal demons ultimately make him one of the most morally conflicted and tragic figures in The Boys. His story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the depths of human insecurity. Irving, better known as Black Noir, is one of the most enigmatic and feared members of the Seven in The Boys. Initially a member of Payback, Noir's transition to the Seven saw him becoming a silent, lethal enforcer for Vogt International. His journey is marked by brutal confrontations, deep psychological trauma, and unwavering loyalty to the corporation that created him. Black Noir is a physically imposing figure in his late 50s, characterized by his all-black costume and unyielding silence. He is African-American with black hair, but his face is rarely seen due to his mask. Despite his intimidating presence, Noir harbors deep psychological scars and a childlike simplicity, the result of a traumatic brain injury inflicted by Soldier Boy. Born in the late 1950s, Irving's career began with the superhero team Payback, where he endured severe abuse from Soldier Boy, leading to a brain injury that left him disfigured and mentally impaired. Noir's reputation as a fearsome enforcer was solidified when he joined the Seven, carrying out Vogt's darkest missions without question. In 1984, during a mission in Nicaragua, Noir participated in the betrayal of Soldier Boy, orchestrated by Stan Edgar. The brutal confrontation left Noir with severe injuries. Noir's fear of Soldier Boy led him to remove his tracking chip and go into hiding upon learning of Soldier Boy's return. Eventually, Homelander killed Noir for hiding the truth about Soldier Boy being his father. Black Noir's strengths lie in his superhuman strength, heightened senses, and exceptional combat skills. His proficiency in martial arts and stealth make him a formidable opponent. However, his severe brain injury limits his cognitive abilities and speech, and his unwavering loyalty to Vogt and fear of Soldier Boy expose his vulnerabilities. Black Noir's journey is a tragic tale of a once promising superhero whose life was marred by trauma and manipulation. Despite his formidable skills and fearsome reputation, Noir's story is one of profound inner turmoil and unfulfilled potential. His death at the hands of Homelander underscores the ruthless dynamics within the Seven and the devastating impact of Vought's control over its heroes. Maggie Shaw, better known as Queen Maeve, is a former superhero and member of the Seven and the Boys. As a fierce warrior and the second most powerful member of the Seven, Maeve initially embraced the heroic image that Vought International demanded. However, over time she became disillusioned and cynical, regaining some of her former idealism only when she stood against Homelander and Vought. Queen Maeve is a Caucasian American in her early 40s, with striking red hair. She was known for her superhuman strength, durability, and combat skills. Despite her public image as a brave and compassionate hero, Maeve struggled with deep cynicism, alcoholism, and the fear of Homelander's wrath. Born in 1982, Maggie Shaw was injected with Compound V and trained rigorously, eventually joining the Seven as Queen Maeve. Maeve initially dated Homelander, but their relationship deteriorated as she became terrified of his murderous nature. Maeve's idealism soured as she realized the corruption within the Seven and Vought, leading to her cynicism and alcoholism. Maeve's failure to save a hijacked plane deepened her disillusionment, but marked a turning point in her perspective on Vought. Maeve began collaborating with the boys to gather leverage against Homelander, blackmailing him with footage from the plane hijacking incident. In Season 3, Maeve fought Homelander, lost an eye, and sacrificed her powers to save others. Faking her death, she escaped with Elena, finally free from Vought and Homelander's control. Queen Maeve's strengths included her superhuman strength, durability, and combat skills. She was a strategic thinker and a fierce fighter, willing to sacrifice herself for the greater good. However, her weaknesses were her deep-seated fear of Homelander, her struggle with alcoholism, and her initial complacency in Vought's corruption. Queen Maeve's journey is one of redemption and resilience. Despite being broken by Vought and Homelander, she rediscovered her strength and idealism, ultimately sacrificing her powers to protect others. Her story is a testament to the enduring spirit of heroism, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. Sister Sage, whose real name is Jessica Bradley, is one of the main antagonists in Season 4 of The Boys. Hailing from Detroit, Michigan, Sage is renowned for her superhuman intelligence, making her the smartest person on the planet. Recruited by Homelander, she initially joined the Seven to leverage her brilliance for wider influence. Sister Sage is a 32-year-old African-American woman with brown hair and brown eyes. Standing at 5'2", she typically wore comfortable, baggy clothing before joining the Seven, after which she donned a bronze-colored suit with gold accents and circular glasses to highlight her intelligence. Confident and self-assured, she is one of the few individuals unafraid to confront Homelander. Sage's superhuman intelligence became apparent at a young age. Her inability to save her grandmother from leukemia instilled a deep-seated hatred for humans. Initially declining Homelander's invitation, she later joined the Seven to publish her theories and influence decisions. Sage orchestrated key events and manipulated those around her, including the Deep and Firecracker, to further her own goals. Her intellect allowed her to predict outcomes and manipulate others effectively, even leading to her temporary downfall. Sage convinced the Deep to perform lobotomies on her to negate her powers temporarily, showcasing her willingness to exploit others. Despite being shot by Sage's regenerative abilities and strategic mind allowed her to continue manipulating events behind the scenes. Sister Sage's primary strength is her unparalleled intelligence, allowing her to manipulate and outthink everyone around her. However, her extreme intellect isolates her emotionally, driving her to self-destructive behaviors like lobotomizing herself. Her disdain for humanity and willingness to exploit others are significant weaknesses. Sister Sage is a complex and formidable antagonist whose intelligence and manipulative prowess make her a significant threat. Her journey from a brilliant but disillusioned child to a calculating mastermind highlights her tragic background and relentless drive for control. Despite her flaws, her brilliance and resilience make her a compelling character in The Boys. Misty Tucker Gray, better known as Firecracker. If there's one thing you need to know about her, it's that she's here to make sparks fly, and not just because of her powers. Once a child pageant contestant and now a social media influencer, podcaster, and political commentator, Firecracker has a vendetta that's been simmering for years, and now she's one of the seven. Born around 1995, probably in the southern United States, Misty became a soup after her parents accepted Vought's offer to inject her with Compound V. Initially known as Sparkler, Misty competed in soupy pageants despite her family's poor background. She often faced off against Starlight but never won. A damaging rumor spread by Starlight led to Misty losing a crucial pageant, earning a deep-seated grudge that still fuels her today. Firecracker is in her late 20s to early 30s, with red hair and a strong southern accent. She's an exhibitionist and thrives on attention, often using her looks and charm to influence others. Her personality is marked by a need for validation, a drive for revenge, and an unshakable confidence. Firecracker's life took a significant hit when Starlight spread a false rumor about her, leading to her being ostracized from the pageant circuit. After a stint as a controversial podcaster and political commentator, Firecracker finally got her chance to join the Seven, leveraging her media presence to attack Starlight. At TruthCon, Firecracker was involved in a plot orchestrated by Sister Sage to join the Seven. Despite being knocked unconscious by Butcher, she quickly rebounded and continued her campaign against Starlight. Using her platform, Firecracker relentlessly attacked Starlight, spreading rumors and attempting to tarnish her reputation. Firecracker's obsession with Homelander led her to take extreme measures to gain his favor, highlighting her willingness to do anything to stay in his good graces. Firecracker's strengths lie in her cunning, resilience, and ability to manipulate media narratives. However, her deep-seated insecurities, obsession with revenge, and willingness to exploit others reveal significant weaknesses. Her racist and xenophobic tendencies also make her a deeply flawed and controversial figure. Firecracker's journey is a testament to the destructive power of unresolved grudges and the lengths one will go to for validation. Her actions, driven by a mix of revenge and desperation, have cemented her as a formidable yet deeply troubled member of the Seven. Lamplighter, the once glorious soup with pyrokinetic abilities, now a tragic figure marked by regret and self-destruction. Once a member of the Seven, his fall-off is one of the worst in the show. Real name unknown, was born with the ability to control and generate fire, a power that activated when he was just 4 years old. Despite burning down his house, his father was immensely proud, believing his son was destined for greatness. Lamplighter eventually joined the Seven, but his career took a nosedive, leading to his demotion and reassignment to the Sage Grove Center, where he covered up failed vote experiments. Lamplighter is in his late 30s to early 40s with blonde, graying hair. Once confident and revered, he now carries a heavy burden of guilt and self-loathing. His addiction to pornography and obsession with superhero-themed adult films reveal his voyeuristic tendencies and desire to escape his reality. He accidentally killed Grace Mallory's grandchildren in an attempt to murder her, leading to his demotion and removal from the Seven. Lamplighter's role involved cleaning up Vought's failed experiments, revealing his disillusionment and disappointment with his life. Lamplighter revealed his remorse for killing Mallory's grandchildren, and that the true purpose of the Sage Grove Center was to stabilize Compound V for adults. Haunted by his past and feeling worthless, Lamplighter unalived himself by self-immolation in front of the Seven's mural. Lamplighter's strength lies in his powerful pyrokinetic abilities, but his profound guilt, self-loathing, and addiction to pornography reveal significant weaknesses. His tragic end underscores his inability to overcome his past mistakes and find redemption. His arc is about remorse. His journey from a celebrated hero to a broken man serves as a stark reminder of the heavy burdens carried by those who fail to live up to their own ideals and the expectations of others. Meet Translucent, the invisible member of the Seven whose powers make him a master of stealth and a true terror to bad guys. But behind his invisibility lies a man who uses his powers in the most inappropriate ways. Translucent, whose real name is Shecht, was born in 1980 and grew up in a Jewish family. Injected with Compound 5 as a baby, his power to turn invisible via carbon metamaterial skin manifested early. This unique ability made him an obvious choice for Vought International's superhero lineup, eventually landing him a coveted spot in the Seven. Translucent is in his late 30s, with brown hair and a penchant for inappropriate use of his powers. His invisibility requires him to be completely naked, a fact he exploits to lurk in women's changing rooms and showers. Despite his heroic facade, Translucent is egomaniacal, overconfident, and morally corrupt. Translucent starred in films, and we get to see him on Jimmy Fallon. His downfall began when he caught Huey Campbell planting a bug in the Seven Tower, leading to his capture by the boys. The boys discovered that Translucent's skin was impenetrable, but his insides were vulnerable. Frenchie implanted an explosive device in Translucent's rectum, which Huey detonated, killing him. Translucent's primary strength was his invisibility and near-indestructible skin. However, his overconfidence, arrogance, and perverse use of his powers were significant weaknesses. His belief in his own invincibility ultimately led to his demise. His death at the hands of Huey marked a significant turning point in the boys, showing that even the seemingly invincible soups can fall. Black Noir 2, the enigmatic and talkative replacement for the late Black Noir in the Seven. Recruited by Homelander, this new version of Noir struggles to live up to his predecessor's fearsome reputation while grappling with his own identity. His real name remains unknown, but we know he was born around 1989 to 1990. Like many other soups, he was injected with Compound V shortly after birth, giving him superhuman abilities. He attended the Crimson Countess School of Performing Arts at Godolphin University, graduating at the top of his class and performing with Cirque de Vaught in Montreal. Eventually, Vaught International tasked him with replacing the original Black Noir after his death, instructing him to mimic Noir's silent and deadly persona. Black Noir 2 is in his early to mid-30s, with black hair and a lean, athletic build. Despite his role, he is excitable, talkative, and often nervous. He constantly seeks guidance on how to portray Black Noir accurately, feeling frustrated by the lack of direction and understanding of Noir's character. He struggles with narcolepsy, often falling asleep at inopportune moments. Initially uninterested in the role of Black Noir, he quickly accepted upon seeing the lucrative pay. Donning Black Noir's iconic suit, he was instructed to act like the original to convince the public that Black Noir was still alive. Black Noir 2's introduction to the Seven was rocky. He sought advice from A-Train, who harshly declined to help him. His attempts to fit in were often met with frustration and confusion. During an ambush at the Flatiron Building, Black Noir 2 fought Butcher while the Deep battled Annie. His narcolepsy caused him to briefly fall asleep, creating an opening for his enemies. After the Deep shared stories about the original Noir's love for violence, Noir 2 decided to embrace this darker side to fit the role better, leading to a shift in his character. Black Noir 2 possesses superhuman strength, agility, and the ability to fly. However, his inexperience, narcolepsy, and internal conflict about his role hinder his effectiveness. His talkative nature contrasts sharply with the silent and deadly persona he is supposed to emulate, creating a significant identity struggle. Black Noir 2's journey is one of conflict and confusion. Tasked with filling the shoes of a fearsome and silent predecessor, he grapples with his own identity and the expectations placed upon him. As he leans into the darker aspects of his role, he becomes a more fitting yet troubled member of the Seven. Supersonic, formerly known as Drummer Boy, is one of the brief yet impactful members of the Seven. A former boy band lead singer and a childhood friend of Starlight, Supersonic's time in the spotlight is cut tragically short. Alex, better known as Supersonic, was born in the mid-1990s and was injected with Compound V as a child, granting him superhuman abilities. He eventually joined the Young Americans and later became the lead singer of the all-soupy boy band, Super Sweet. His popularity soared in the late 2000s, but he faced personal struggles, including a stint in rehab. Supersonic was also Starlight's childhood friend and ex-boyfriend, a connection that would later influence his decisions and ultimate demise. Supersonic was in his late 20s to early 30s, with dark brown hair and a charming, friendly demeanor. He was humble and easygoing, capable of rekindling old friendships and quickly warming up to new acquaintances. Despite his past as a boy band lead singer, he was somewhat embarrassed by it, leading him to change his name from Drummer Boy to Supersonic. Supersonic participated in the Volt reality show American Hero to compete for a spot in the Seven. During the show, he reconnected with Starlight, rekindling their friendship. Supersonic's decision to stay in the Seven proved fatal. A-Train informed Homelander about Supersonic's alliance with Starlight, leading to his brutal murder by Homelander. Supersonic possessed superhuman strength, which he used for heroic deeds, setting him apart from many other supes who exploited their powers. However, his tendency to bend under pressure and his naivety in trusting A-Train with sensitive information led to his downfall. He gave us another example of the harsh realities of life as a supe in The Boys. His death serves as a catalyst for Starlight and Huey's fight against Homelander, highlighting the brutal consequences of standing up to the most powerful supie.